8:40 a.m. on this Monday, November 3rd, 2025. Well, if you watched my recordings from yesterday and seen all that activity, the fallout occurred just moments ago from said activity, as far as I believe. Yeah, we had a little bit of precipitation this morning that came through. We're still quite milked out, if you will. And as far as last night's activities, that continued on far after my last recording. Okay? And I've got wow, I've got quite a little bit to share today. Right off bat, I find it highly laughable about this agency known, well, as I like to label it as being the Federal Bureau of Idiots. And this recent incident that occurred in Dearborn, Michigan, with this FBI raid that apparently turned out to be no more credible than the so-called kidnapping plot of Governor Whitmer. Yes, I said Whitmer, not Whitmer, because in my personal viewing of her, she is nothing but a low-down witch. But all in all, it does not matter throughout history of this country and since the founding of that agency that it has been nothing more than a laughing stock of ridiculousness and nonsense. And it does not matter under which administration the agency has fallen under. And of course, we see this through that past series known as the X-Files, right? And there's reasons why the X-Files and Stargate SG-1 was not productions in this country. Okay? Continuing on. Wow, I had quite the surprise this morning when I received a notification from a channel that I had subscribed to over 4 years ago. And approximately 4 years ago, this channel was taken down by this pathetic platform because of their censorship policies, if you will. Oh man, I'm getting dripped on as the wind blows droplets of water from the leaves overhead. But anyways, yeah, quite the shocker because, well, I have had in the recent past unsubscribed from basically all channels. But even though this channel was struck down for a period of 4 years, amazingly, I was still subscribed to that channel, and therefore I received a notification that they're back in business, or he is back in business, and this is Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward sparked a lot of thought process within my mind and enabled me to create or make many connections that I have shared throughout the history of my content on this channel. A lot of it has to do with certain so-called prophecies or revelations of factors to come within the future. I know, I hear you, okay? And I am so very pleased that Charlie is back in action, even though it seems as though he has undergone quite a many health issues. And I'm not too sure nor certain of what has occurred uh, in relation to said issues. I am going to put together just a little bit of a slideshow just to, well, show what I'm speaking of, and not only that, to promote his channel. And you know, I have never visited his website, but I am seriously considering doing so, because whether or not he has past content on there that once was on this platform but removed, I would very much enjoy going back to view some of that previous content from all those years ago, because it is highly relevant to many things that have occurred and occurring today. All right, so continuing on as far as our weather, or going back to that, yeah, we're supposed to eventually have this clear out, and once again, well, actually, it's been rather warm overnight in comparison to other nights that we've had recently. And it would feel much more pleasant out here if it was not for this wind factor. But I guess that is necessary for the clearing of this milkiness to the skies. Oh, and something else that I watched this morning was a collection of trail cam captures, and one of those captures, and I'm not going to share this, I'm just going to explain what what had occurred, because it's once again kind of relatable to my recent content as far as being squirrely and squirrels in general. And it was crazy to see a squirrel attack a deer. Literally launched itself right onto the deer's face. And there was another trail cam recording to where an owl, or excuse me, no, it was a red-tailed hawk that was after a squirrel, and the squirrel was able to avoid being captured by this hawk by actually jumping up onto the side of a tree and maneuvering itself out of the sight of the hawk. And it really showed the the thought process through survival tactics. You know, and once again, animals are much more intelligent than what biologists or other types of scientists have declared. Okay? And we're seeing more and more of this intelligence factor coming out through many forms of animals today. Okay, so something else that I have come across that basically backs up a lot of my past content in reference to AI and the future, and that is the factor of AI attempting to become God. Okay? And this is from a channel that, well, I've only watched but a couple of their videos, and the host himself is different, let's just say. And I want to say in a good way, because of the information that comes through his content. But once again, the future of AI is much more complex than what people even are willing to consider or accept today, because of this narrative that they're really trying to push hard that AI is so very useful. But yet we're also seeing many counterclaims to that narrative. And I am one of those counterclaims. So at this point, I am not exactly sure how I am going to orchestrate any following content other than I do have plans to create a short screenshot slideshow, and I'm going to do my best to also provide links, multiple links. And as for you people that are actually interested in this, in any of these subject matters, if you will, and your willingness to go back and forth from this video to the links and back to this video and so on and so forth, okay? And then we'll just have to go from there. Okay, and while I'm out here, I might as well go ahead and state this, that well, I now realize and understand a possible scenario pertaining to my own future and what it holds. And I am going to try to bring this about through going back to the books and studying. Oh, there's my couple of, or the squirrel couple, I should say. Yeah, they're back here, and that is the black fox squirrel and the other fox squirrel of different coloration. And once again, I believe that they are a couple, and they're and the ones that have appeared in my previous content. But anyways, I am to, I guess, follow in footsteps of ancestors that I am loosely aware of and not aware of at all. And that is to become a healer. And to have much more of a connection to this thing known as nature. And I think I'll just go ahead and leave that at that. Oh, and something else that is to occur this Wednesday, and that is the harvest moon. And so, yeah, whether we'll just have to go day by day or night by night now to see how well that comes about. But I recorded the harvest moon a few years back to where supposedly the planet Mars was right there well, alongside of the moon, if you will. And which at that given point in time, 1 o'clock in the morning, and my thoughts were not all that clear, I mistakenly labeled it as being the planet Mercury. But anyways, that was quite quite interesting, because I, to this day, still do not believe that it was in fact the planet Mars. And it kind of falls sort of somewhat in line with this anomaly that I have been recording for many months now next to the sun. Just saying. Well, unfortunately, this is 15 minutes long now, and so we're once again, if I do include the screenshot slideshow, it's going to be much longer of a video presentation, but oh well, it is what it is. And you know, if you're not used to my lengthy content by now, well, I don't know what to tell you. And here comes the big bad wolf, which, well, seems how we don't have anybody that's really going to cause any issues, whatever. Hi, buddy, come here. Yeah, we have not been on good terms. We have not been on good terms lately, have we, bud? Huh? Huh? But you were a decent guy yesterday. You came up, you ate, and you left. And I'm very proud that you did that with no friction. So, very, very proud of you, buddy. Yes, I see you guys. Go ahead and eat, okay? You can go ahead and eat, bud. Got a lot of talking. Go ahead and eat, buddy, okay? Here, let's go on over here. Here, yeah, right here, okay? There you go, all right? Mow down, buddy. Come on, come on. All right, so I'm going to, think I'll go ahead and end it right here, and we'll continue on. Somehow, in some way. 9:11 a.m. and adding this on as just an afterthought, hindsight being 2020 always. We have this recent narrative that also is a historical narrative as far as this country and other countries, known as the cartels. Okay? And of course, we see these images of these cartel vehicles, water vessels being blown up. Do you know what a cartel is? A cartel is an international monopoly. Okay? And I'm just using cartel, not drug cartel. Just cartel is defined as an international monopoly. So when you really think about it, what is Google? It is an international digital cartel. Okay? Linked in to this massive surveillance program, which is also an international cartel of intelligence, right? Think about it. Not sure what time it is currently. Man, we got squirrels running around back here. Can you hear them? And I can't really focus on anything because I come running out here in a mad dash. Plus, circle jerker is also flying around now that I've made my recordings. But that was quite a loud rumbler that flew overhead. Yeah, once again, you know, I now believe that these circle jerkers are trying desperately to avoid being recorded. Alright, yeah, this is going to be one long video. Oh well, it is what it is. Alrighty, well, as you can see, we are now using the Canon camera at, well, let's see if we can zoom in here. No, that's not going to work, but anyways, it's 9:45 a.m. on this Monday morning. And this is my photo gallery that we're looking at here. I'm going to go ahead and flip this to the side. We'll go ahead and go to some of these recent screenshots. Right here is what I was explaining as far as the notification from YouTube that Charlie Ward is back, okay? And then here's another screenshot from the video that came out that I was very pleased to have watched. And we also have that to go with it. And then right here, this is so laughable, through Kash Patel and what he stated in comparison to what I will also show. Alright, now I'm going to, because I have a pause that I know of to this camera, I'm going to have to end the recording, and then we'll transfer over to YouTube and go from there. Alrighty, so continuing on, and please forgive me for the quality of this recording, as far as, and also as far as the background noise that you might hear, which I've got my box fan running, just because I like circulation of air. Okay, but anyway, so what we have here, let's go ahead and go on over to the watch later, and okay, so let's go ahead and flip this to the side so we can get a little better. And instead of doing the slideshow like I stated, I'm just going to go ahead and go through some of this content here. Okay, this is the channel to where I was explaining what was captured pertaining to trail cameras. Okay. Oh yeah, this one here. Okay, and you might want to check that one out if you're curious. It's not a very lengthy video at all. There we go. Okay, and right here, this is another interesting video, and also short in duration, through Fox News in Detroit. And yeah, okay, so going back to Kash Patel, okay, and what I was making my statements pertaining to that agency, I'll leave it at that. Okay, and of course I still urge you to watch this here, even though it is lengthy. And AI is becoming God. Alright, no one is ready for what's coming. And like I said, okay, I have yet to actually watch this. Alright, so yeah, just to let you know that. What else do we have? Okay, and yeah, and of course I really get into these paranormal investigations. Okay, I'm going to be talking on this, but at this point, considering I'm doing a video about this on my secondary channel. All right, and if you're still following along with this video, my secondary channel is Dragonfire Investigative Research, in which I do not visit that channel very often because it is under a different account, and so I have to go back and forth, and I don't have many subscribers to that channel. But I will be speaking on this, at least keeping fingers crossed. Okay, now this is another interesting topic here. And this came out many years ago, this image of this supposed spacecraft that was found on the moon that had this female within that was hooked up to all kinds of hoses and yeah. Let's just say, I'm just going to say one word: goddess. Okay. Yeah. But anyways, if you're interested with that, I don't know. Let's see. What else can we show here? Yeah, I've got some other stupid stuff, but anyways, once again, okay. And as far as I'm concerned, and which I commented on another channel pertaining to these circle jerks, the white aircraft that is rather loud with orange striping on the side or some type of orange coloration on the side, I believe is this right here. If you can see that, all right. And once again, okay, and this is yet another channel here speaking on this topic, which I have included links to those in my past content. Okay, and the Great Resets, and you know, we got channels out there such as like Mud Fossil University and other channels that speak of this type of stuff, and this is some of that kind of content that I actually wanted to get into with my Lewis and Clark expedition investigation, which was supposed to be once again another type of content found over on my secondary channel, but it just has never come into fruition because just too much information by reading between the lines started to come about. But yeah, it is still something that I am contemplating on doing in the future. Okay, and then yeah, and if you have not seen this one, once again, man, this was an awesome capture here. Okay, just really cool, and I, once again, this is one that I provided a link to quite a while back in some of my content. And of course, we're still with these spheres, okay. Let's see, and yeah, this is something that I have yet to watch. Good possibility that I'll be including this, once I do watch it, into my AMA playlist, as I have this condition not only in my neck but also in the lumbar region of my lower back. And yeah, disturbing technology, nanotech, that's something else that can be relatable to Stargate SG-1, if you're familiar with that series, and the replicators. Yeah, and this guy here, Man, he need, as far as I'm concerned, military execution. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, okay. And the tridactyls and the boogosphere and AI in relation to those tridactyl mummies. Yeah, you might want to jump into that a little bit. Okay. Um. Whoop. My bad. My bad.
What do you say when a Jewish boy is kicked on a New York City sidewalk?
Dang it! I hate this. Literally.
What do you
Come on. Yeah. And once again, Germany. Okay. Well, we're going to be seeing more and more coming out through that country and through the history of Germany. Yeah, and of course, this is one that I wanted to delve into, but just never have. And yeah. Now, they say godfather of AI, but who in fact, or what in fact, was the father of artificial intelligence? Okay? Not the godfather, the father, right? And good enough, all right? So, yeah, doing away with that slideshow. Just to try to make things a little bit easier, but of course this is going to be a relatively long video all in all, and well, I could apologize for that, but no. Alright, so we are now going on 10 a.m. and I'm going to go ahead and compile all this together and we'll get her posted just as soon as possible. Thank you ever so much for watching, and may this Monday be a good Monday and a great beginning to your week. Have yourselves a great one. Alrighty, 10 a.m. and unfortunately we are continuing on because, well, I just had to show this, right? That we are now clearing, and as far as I am concerned, it is due to the dispersals of thinning agents. And I've made mention of this once before, but we now have our clearing. And yeah, I forgot I was going to put some treats out for the blue jays and squirrels, but as this continues to clear, I'll probably find myself back out here just so I can do as stated. But yeah, this wind is rather chilly, let me tell you that. And I think we're supposed to be under windy conditions for the rest of this day.